welcome to another video here for the Sanitarium.FM YouTube channel. I'm the Village Cyborg. Generally this would be a game review, but still not quite spent enough hours with Dawn of Andromeda. As I said last time, this is a very big game, so this is a little bit beyond the first look of the game. So, as I mentioned last time, Dawn of Andromeda, 4X strategy game, real-time strategy, published by Iceberg and developed by Grey Wolf, and it is basically a bit like Endless Space meets Civilization meets various other games of this genre. You start off with either one colony ship or a world or whatever the hell you choose to start off with based on the start conditions for your game. You choose a faction or you make your own race, you go along, you colonize planets, you find space wreckage and anomalies to study, you fight space creatures and other factions who declare war on you, and pirates sometimes. You just basically go along and you try and win the game through one of the various victory conditions, i.e. domination, finding the 3 parts of this artifact, etc, etc. I went over this last time. Of course, now I've actually spent a bit more time with the game, I've since discovered that there are basically other things in the game that I missed out on last time. Also, the game has now actually been fully released, so it's out of early access, and that means that various features that weren't actually in the game when I recorded it last time are now actually in. For one thing, the achievements for the game are now actually active, which means that basic little tasks like colonizing a planet or, for example, discovering a bit of space wreckage, something that can be surveyed, you get achievements for this now. So I have a handful of achievements for doing the basic little things that you generally do with ease in this game. I've also played as another faction. Most of the time I was playing as an alien race, this time I was playing as the Terrans, i.e. the human empire, which means that generally my relations with the other factions in the game played by the AI were a bit better, because the Terran empire actually has a perk which means that relations with other tend to be a little bit more positive as a result. One of the other things now added into the game is a different game mode, a scenario-like set of games and situations called the eras, which basically go in chronological order. I was actually playing through the custom games, thinking things were going a little bit slow, because, you know, basically this is a very big game and things take a while to build up and happen. So I decided to go for the eras, and actually it was a good idea. The eras are an awful lot of fun. I played the first one, starting off with humans and another alien race, beginning their steps out into Andromeda to colonize things, and my god, it was a lot of fun. Looking at it, I think that basically, if you had the tutorial on and you were playing the eras, this might actually be a very good way for players to get invested in the game. Not start off with a custom game, which is what most people would do, me included, but to actually play some of the eras, because it's a very good way of introducing you to the game. For one thing, going into the eras, you know, I could just walk around for a bit and find colonizable planets and mining deposits and all this sort of thing, and little bits of storage would happen, but most of the time I was sort of left to get on with it on my own and start doing things, start colonizing, and then when war actually came, hey, I already had something built up and I already had something invested. Not having to worry about any other faction besides the one that was also in the game was a little bit of a weight off my mind, because most of the time if you've got a whole bunch of other empires and factions in there, you are worried about pissing them off. I will say that I have tried to play this game like I would usually play Civilization 5, which is the other big game that I have played most of the time in for this sort of genre, and in a way that kind of works, but in another way that was a mistake. This game is a space game and it is different to Civilization. I know that I kept making that comparison last video, and I continue to do it now because there are definitely similarities, but this is a completely different game to Civilization. I cannot play it the same way, which means that I'm going to have to find a new playstyle, which actually might be a lot of fun. As I said, I was beginning to find things were slowing down a bit when I was playing through custom games, but playing through the eras has actually kind of revived that spark, and I kind of want to continue through it and see if maybe I can't beat it. The requirement to beat the first era is basically to survive 2 years, and that's with either of the 2 factions you can play, the human or the alien. So that doesn't sound too hard, but already into the 5th month of the first year, and war has just been declared, so we shall see how this goes. I will catch you up with that next time. So moving off the eras talk for a while, other things that I have noticed now in the game, some of which I'm not sure whether or not they've been added in or not since the game was released, but they're different and they're new. So basically, sometimes when you are going through galaxies and everything, you will be alerted that you have found a minor race on one of the other planets. What this means basically is that it is a race that is sentient, that has their own prosperity and their own civilization, but they haven't quite developed space travel yet. Now think of them as like the city-states from Civilization 5. Again, I'm going to use that because it's what I know, and it's the nearest analog I can think of in another game. Basically, you can offer them gifts, you can offer to protect them, etc, etc, improve your standing with them, and they will ally with you, and eventually they can actually reach space travel status as well. And if that happens, then they will go to space and they will probably join your empire if you have a very good standing with them. So yeah, keeping them happy, keeping them allied with you, it's a good way to build up your resources and your standing in the galaxy if you want to go for a domination or diplomatic victory. It helps to have people on your side, and making friends with the minor races before they get up into space and join your empire, it's a good way to do it. Something else that I didn't encounter during my last playthrough was that now when you enter a system with a planet that can be colonized, it'll tell you, and basically there will be a list of planets and points of interest and everything up there in one of the little menus, and you have little buttons to take you to them, which is very, very useful. You also have this for the ship menu and everything, which makes it an awful lot easier to find and locate ships that maybe are spread out across the galaxy, because you can zoom out your galaxy map as much as you want, but it can be very hard to find the right icon on that map. And most of the time you will make very good use of the pause button so you can locate the ship that you're looking for and give them whatever command you need to give them, i.e. send them somewhere, have them chase after something, or do whatever the hell it is you want them to do. This also means that you can find the colonizable planets no matter where they are, so basically send your scout out and just have them hop from system to system. They'll find points of interest, they'll find colonizable planets, and then you can make up your mind from there which ones you want to colonize. Some of those colonizable planets will have little traits that have advantages or disadvantages, and also keep an eye on the base resources, because if a planet has food, it's probably going to be a good one to colonize as opposed to one that maybe doesn't. Of course, you need food to actually get your colonies up and going and growing, because that is how you develop in the game. So find those colonizable planets with food resources and aim for those, even if sometimes they have a trait that makes it a little bit harder to build stuff or so on and so forth. One other thing I've discovered that didn't happen to me last time I had my first look, sometimes when you try and colonize a planet, it will fail. I had a game that I was recording for this where colonization attempts failed both times that I tried, and that game did not go very well for me. Obviously, as I said last time, this game is absolutely huge. There's so many hours of play you could sink into this. I have spent a little bit more time with it, and I still feel as if I've barely scratched the surface. I've yet to take a game so far that we get to end game content, and really I need to go and find out what that looks like. I need to win or I need to lose a game. So this video, again, it's not a full review, but it is a catch-up. This is more of the stuff that I have discovered, and eras I have decided is probably a very good way for you to get started playing the game if you haven't already started. So stay tuned to this YouTube channel for more news, reviews, and more of the same, more updates on the Dawn of Andromeda play, and of course find us on our site at www.Sanitarium.FM for the radio shows and the articles. That's what we're here for, we're a radio station. And of course join us on our Discord. If you want to come and have a chat, just come join the community. We've got little perks and benefits, and I hope you will enjoy them. Anyway, I'm the Predicted Cyborg, and I'll see you for the next one.